2006 Bentley Continental GT. As you can see, it's finished in this lovely, it's actually classed as black on the VIN and the logbook and everything, but if you look close, it is a very, very dark grey. Got it outside in the sunlight here so you can see the colour. It has been put on a set of later diamond cut 20-inch wheels, which for me I think suit the car really, really well. It's just been dropped off this morning. It isn't coming on that plate, it'll come back on its correct 06 plate. If you check the description, we'll detail what that plate is, but we will have the sort of logbook and everything back for that in that time. Let's start by having a look at the bodywork. It is worth pointing out, actually, the owner did tell me this morning he's just had brand new tyres put on it. Or he's recently had brand new tyres put on it, sorry. So it's got matching Dunlops all around, but we'll start with the bodywork. This front driver's corner, it's all nice and clean. You've got a couple of little stone chips, which you'd imagine, but nothing major. Bumper meets the front wing nice and tidily. The wing and the arch all the way around, lovely and clean. It's a little watermark there, but if you look down this side, you can see it is lovely and straight all the way down. And the wheels are lovely and clean. There's no curb mark on that wheel at all. Caliper's nice and clean. Disc looks good. And like I say, it's got Dunlop Sport Max GTs on it, which is kind of a tyre people like for this car. It's a bit of polish there, ignore that. If we go along here, you'll see that sill. Lovely and clean all the way along. Got a tiny stone chip that's sort of, or stone chip there that's sort of left a mark in the paint there on the bottom of the driver's door, and we've got another one just here. Nice and clean on the wing mirror. Quite often on these indicators for some reason get all milky, but that's really good. Got another little stone chip just there. But I am being particularly picky with this car. Around the handle, that's all nice and clean. This glass is good. You've got a little bit of the discoloration that quite often happens in this back quarter light. On the rear arch, that's lovely and clean all the way around. Another really good wheel and tyre. There's no marks at all on those wheels. Nice good quality tyres, nice clean calipers and all that sort of stuff. Again, if you look from this side, lovely and straight. It's not full of filler or anything like that. Coming up, this pillar's nice and tidy. All the chrome trim around the window, again, they normally go milky and horrible, but that's really good. The roof is lovely and straight. There's not a mark to sort of point out or notice on that. As is this trim here. Again, this can go quite bubbly and nasty, but that's really good. All the way around the top of the windscreen's lovely and clear as well. Coming down the back of the car, around the filler cap's nice and tidy. Nothing at all on this rear bumper to note. There's not even any stone chips underneath. That's really, really good. Round on the back, both exhaust tips nice and clean, sitting nice and straight. You've got parking sensors on the back. Massive tail lights are lovely and clear as well. Quite often they can get a bit discoloured. Tiny little bit of fading on the badge if we're going to be really picky, like I said. But there's not a scuff or a mark at all on that rear bumper. Deck lid's lovely and clean all the way across, as is this rear screen. Again, looking down the passenger side, see, lovely and straight, no sign of any filler or anything like that. It's not wavy or ripply. Really, really good. Coming up this rear arch on this side, nice and tidy. Another fantastic wheel and tyre. Have a look at the roof from this side, but again, it's really, really good. Chrome trim around the windows on this side. Lovely and clear. All the glass is nice and tidy on this side as well. Trying to find any stone chips or anything at all. There's not really any marks to point out. Got a very, very tiny one there, which I would say would probably polish off, to be fair. Tiny, tiny mark. Stone chip on the corner of the wing mirror, and a couple on the actual wing mirror body itself. Another one there. And this lens there, that's what I was talking about. These lenses do crack. So this one's got a crack in it. They're easy enough to replace, and you can still get them, but it wants sorting out that because it's ugly, isn't it? The sill on this side is all good. There's no marks from the door being opened on anything. If we open the door properly, there you go. All the windows drop down as they should as well, which is nice. Front wing again, nice and tidy. This arch is really good, and you've got a little bit of a curb mark on this wheel here, in this corner here. Again, the caliper and the discs and everything look good. Round on the front, all four headlights, nice and clear. All the chrome in the grille is good. Same thing, a little bit of peeling on the badge there. A couple of stone chips, but nothing sort of major, just what you'd expect really. No scuffs on the lower half of that valance or anything like that. And the bonnet is lovely and straight, as you can see. Again, a couple of little stone chips around the grille. And there's one been touched in there with the wrong colour black, which one's sort of cleaning off. Other than that, lovely and clean. So bodyweight wise, generally really good. I mean, it is a, what is it? It's a 16-year-old car now. And if you check the description, we'll detail the spec. I believe this is a Mulliner spec. It's got the diamond stitching, all the nailed bits, but I will confirm that, to double check the description. This driver's seat, lovely and clean. Tiny little bit of wear down the bottom there. Other than that, lovely and tidy all the way down. Obviously, being a Bentley, you've got heated memory, everything as you'd expect. Door card's nice and clean, all the switch gears tidy. It has the electric moving front seats, so obviously they go forward electrically. Into the back, lovely and tidy. And actually a GT is probably one of the few cars in this class you can almost fit a human being in the back, which is nice. But those seats, lovely and tidy. The centre console's all nice and straight. Everything's in there as it should be. Have a look at that armrest as well. And again, that's all nice and tidy. Headlining. It is sagging a little bit at the back there, so that just wants pinned back up. There is used to be a bit of a pain in the bum to sort that out, but actually if you've got a good upholsterer, I believe it's about £200 for a brand new headliner now, so it's a nice easy job. Grab that key and we'll have a look in the boot. There we go. And then in here, carpet wants a good shampoo. There is a couple of little marks on it from things being put in it, but again, that's a nice easy fix. Under the floor here, so you don't get a spare wheel with these, but you do get tow eyes and tyre repair kits and things like that. But there's no sign of any trapped moisture or anything like that, which is the important bit. Still got your correct warning triangle in the envelope there. Round onto the passenger side. Pull that bonnet for when we get there. Carpet set's all nice and clean. There's no sign of any ingrained dirt. There's no funny smells or anything in here. Headlining all at the front's nice. It's just as you go back a little bit, there's basically a main bar that runs down it. It's the two side pieces either side. I've seen it a couple of times before on these and on the Flying Spurs. It's pretty common. Passenger seat nice and tidy. Centre consoles, obviously the black piano, which again is, I believe, part of the Mulliner spec. All lovely and clean. Quite often that gets scratched, but this is really nice. It's not covered in fingerprints or anything like that. Steering wheel's the same sort of scenario. The above head controls, they're all good. And then obviously you've got usual Bentley toys, so suspension up and down. We've got the sport suspension option, heated seats, and electric everything, which is exactly what you'd expect. So we'll pull this bonnet up. And then under here you've got that 6 litre W12. It was driven to us this morning. I've driven it along the road to photograph it because we've got the whole setup, so we can't get it in the studio. Being a late entry, but it is what it is. It is nice and clean in here. There's no sign of any corrosion. There's no sign of any trapped moisture. A little bit of a detailing work. Things like getting the polish from under the bonnet would make a nice Sunday afternoon job, make it a nice thing. But again, like I said, I have just driven it briefly. It does seem to drive nicely. Probably one of the smoothest ones we've had in for a long time. And they can sometimes have a bit of a rattle and a squeak and things like that, but we'll get this one started up. You can hear it. Foot on the brake, isn't it? So starts up on the button exactly as you'd expect. Lovely and smooth. It is warm, so we can give it a little bit of a rev so you can hear that. So there you have it. 2006 Bentley Continental GT in black with black. If you check the description, I believe, from what I understand, it's got good service history and all that sort of stuff, but we'll detail all that in there. Of course, you can come and have a look at the car yourself, or if you can't get to us, let us know. We can do video calls, send you extra photos, answer any questions you might have. You just need to let us know. Thank you.